各位观众，大家好，欢迎来到 CIX 每周华尔街节目。那么我们可以看到，本周的美国股市呢，标普500呢，在周四收盘呢，再度创出历史的新的高点，非常值得纪念。那么同时，这个纳斯达克呢，也继续的不断的创出新高。那么在一定程度上呢，显示出在 Memorial Holiday 以后呢，并没有出现市场上所担心的那一个下跌的这个趋势。同时，我们可以看到呢，周四的美国的 GDP 数据呢，给出了一个比较正面的一个现象市场没有被美国的 GDP 数据所出现的这种萎缩现象所吓倒，更多的是以新高呢来回报了这个数据的一个结果那么图一呢显示，这个标普呢已经在横盘相当长的时间，在1900点之下横盘了一段时间，处于高位的一个突破。所以从这个走势来看，非常的正面。图二呢，这张图呢显示出这个整个的纳斯达克呢也继续的一个走高。那么图三呢，我今天要跟大家讲的呢，就是苹果股票呢，今天呢周四的时候再度创出一个新的高点。周三曾经一度回落，冲高回落，但是周四继续上涨。请大家记得，在6月9号分股，苹果将一股呢拆成7股。那么同时呢，它有新的 iPhone 6要推出所以我个人觉得苹果到6月9号附近上涨到700块钱，并不是没有可能。这个会带动这个大盘出现上涨。那么今天在我的 Facebook 当中呢，有位我的朋友呢跟我说，Warren 最近你在那个巨鲸华尔街说到就是如何把1000块钱变成这个100万要通过每一次38个关口，我非常有兴趣，你能不能帮我也搞一个？我个人觉得这是不可能的，因为我觉得我们可以看一下图4，就是我们在奥神 AOSHENSTOCK.com 里面给大家画了一个这个图，这个图显示呢，它的这个上涨的一个趋势呢，将是1000块钱到100万呢，就要通过38次交易，其中有一条非常关键，就是交易的心态。好，那么待会儿在节目的尾声呢，下半段呢，我会跟大家介绍我如何以身作则去做的。因为很多朋友说，Warren 你们这个日子很好过跟人家说股票写股评那么你就赚钱了。其实你赚的是投资人的钱，不是市场的钱。那么我今年呢1月份呢就提出一个100万元的一个投资人交易的一个计划。那么待会儿我会在第二部分呢跟大家详细的解释。那么今天在节目的这个当中呢，我希望大家抓住这个机会，就是我希望大家和我一样在这个学习的一个开始当中呢，能够有一位好的老师。那么今天我们就送出，请导播放一下图5，就是送出一本在亚马逊 Amazon.com 上价值16块钱的日本蜡烛线图这本书送给大家。OK， 希望各位观众朋友立刻拨打1800-958-8561，好，那么获得这个新书，因为非常非常关键。因为我从这个今年1月份开了一个户以后呢，我证明出我自己能够交易，我是可以说。当然我不能说我自己是巴菲特，我也不能说自己是好的对冲基金的经理我只是说我有这个能力，能够把593块钱变成13000块钱。当然这个只是大家看到图3图4，对不起，我们只进入了第15关，我们还有38关，能不能到100万？我非常愿意和大家一起分享这个非常 exciting 的一个实践那么第二呢，我创立这个网站是有这个对市场有兴趣，希望和股友一起发展，并不是想去来赚股友的钱。我们公司也是一个上市公司，所有的钱呢，并不是到我口袋里，这个在我们的 filing 上是非常清楚的。所以我希望投资朋友一定要注意。那么赶紧拨打1800-958-8561，好，来获得这本日本蜡烛线技术图解这本书呢，价值16块钱，我送给大家。作为一个礼物。好，那么下面呢，我想介绍一下，在最近的行情当中呢，请投资朋友要注意，虽然这个行情不断上涨但是我们依然可能会有出现通缩的一个机会。我请大家呢放一个短片，告诉我们一个新的上研客户，他的股票代号呢是 RMRK 有一个媒体采访这个 IMRK 的 CEO， 请大家关注这家公司以及它的投资亮点。好，谢谢。
Hi, this is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the Markham Micro Cap Conference here at the Grand Hyatt in New York City. I have Vishal Gupta of Rimrock Gold Corp, symbol RMRK. It's a publicly traded company. Vishal, welcome to SNN Live.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Let's get right into it. An overview like we're flying over the properties because it's a gold company.
That's right, it is. And we have 3 properties. All 3 of them are based in Nevada. And if you know a little bit of mining history, Nevada in the last 55 years has produced over 200 million ounces of gold. So if there's one jurisdiction in the world that you want to be for exploring and producing gold, you want to be in Nevada.
And where in Nevada?
So most of the 200 million ounces in the last 55 years that have been produced from Nevada have been produced on the Carlin Trend and on the Getchell Trend. And our 3 properties are right on the intersection of either one of those 2.
So I've actually been to the Carlin Trend.
You have.
So I know, I've walked the property. What makes your property differentiate from some of your neighbors?
Well, what I'll say is that we are one of the largest, Rimrock is one of the largest landholders when it comes to junior mining companies in Nevada. So that's one thing that sets us apart. And secondly, the quality of the projects that we have, the surface signatures that we have from the geological mapping that we have done, matches some of the largest deposits that Nevada hosts.
So what's your background?
I'm a geologist. I have a master's in geology from the University of Toronto in Canada, and I've worked for about 3 or 4 different junior exploration companies all over the world. And for the last 4 years, I've been working as a mining analyst and as an investment banker for 4 different capital markets firms. So I've been around the block a few times. I understand the business side of things, the finance side of things, and I also do understand the mining industry technicals.
That's a very interesting background. So you know the money and you know the ground. Very, very important. So let me ask you, when are you going to begin your drill program?
As soon as we can. We have already done the initial mapping and geophysical surveys on our flagship property, which is a Rimrock property, which is only about 18 kilometers away from the Hollister mine and only 7 kilometers away from the Midas mine. And what we're looking to do is raise a little bit of cash so that we can actually go and hit this as hard as we can with an initial drill program.
So when you walk properties like this, you look for anomalies. I'm sure that you're finding anomalies basically throughout Nevada. You find them. When you go onto this territory, and it sounds like it's a large territory, are there old mines around on the property? Because that's very significant.
Well, on our flagship property, which is a Rimrock property, what we do have is 3 historic mercury mines. And mercury, thallium, antimony, these are all very, very strong signatures for deeper bound gold mineralization. And so the fact that we have 3 historic mines on our flagship property tells us that there's a huge potential for a massive deposit underneath.
Now, what is your website?
Our website is rimrockgold.com, and we have the full presentation over there for anyone who's looking for additional information. By all means, please visit us over there, and we can help answer any questions through our Q&A.
Smart guy, ladies and gentlemen. Vishal Gupta, Rimrock Gold Corp, publicly traded company. The symbol is RMRK. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNN Live. We're at the Markham Micro Cap Conference at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in New York City. I want to thank you for coming on to SNN Live.
Thank you for having me over.
Nice to meet you.
好的，欢迎大家回来下面呢，我们让我们的分析师 Neil 和 Chris 来讲一下本周的市场要点，以及他们对 VIX 和VIPS 唯品会的一个看法供大家参考。好，谢谢。
Hello and welcome to Wall Street Weekly. I'm Neil Flynn.
I'm Chris.
So this week the equity markets have been rising, but yesterday they fell for the first time in 4 days, and one of the main reasons for that was the Treasury yields on the 10-year. They dropped below 2.5% for the first time since last summer. Now it's quite unusual because as Treasury yields have been dropping, equity markets should be falling as well because it's a sign of bearishness in the economy. However, equity markets have been reaching record highs. So it just seems as though investors have been a little spooked by this. Now, 2.5% on the 10-year yield is quite a special number, because once the 10-year bonds went through this number, it was seen as a sign as that the financial crisis was officially over. However, they dropped below that, so it seems that people have been spooked.
Well, looks like momentum stocks are making a comeback. Seems to be a shift from value stocks. Since May 8th, look at the broader market. Dow Jones, S&P up 1 to 2%. Nasdaq Russell 2000s up 4%. So if you have some of the momentum names, you should be happy. Tesla is up 18%, Netflix 25%, Facebook 12%, Apple 6%. Yesterday we kind of dropped a little bit after S&P reached the high, but even though it didn't make the high, it didn't sell off. So I think it's a good sign. The market seems to stabilize. Let's see what the GDP report when it comes out, I believe tonight. The VIX at at pretty low point right now. It's at 11.68, so lower since March 2013. So what do you think?
Well, this is actually one of the lowest values for the past 8 years. This is so we're already in like pre-financial crisis levels here. And for me, this is quite unusual, because there are still a lot of short-term catalysts at the moment in the market. And when we've got the elections in Egypt, we've just had the elections in Ukraine, a lot of uncertainty over that. We've got problems in Nigeria, which is an oil-rich country. And as well, we've got the coup in Thailand. Plus, as well, next week we have the ECB, which is almost certain to lower interest rates. So it's going to cause a lot of discussion about the health of the EU economy. So it just seems as though the VIX is primed for a little spike in the short term.
Yeah, and we kind of have a trade, spoke about trade, ideas for VIX given how low it is. Looking for some kind of safe trade with decent return, low risk. So I'm looking to sell June 30-32 put vertical, collect about 50 cents on $2 spread. So that's about 26% yield for 1 month. It has 65% success probability that it's going to be above 32. You're opting for 34-36 call spread, net debit about 49 cents for possible 200% return if it goes above 36. This is the VXX, which is the ETF for the VIX.
One company I've been looking at this week, if you've been on ChineseFN.com, you'll have seen I've read an article about VIPS, or VIP shops. Now, this is a big Chinese online retailer. They do flash sales. So, for example, you can get big discounts on brand name items for a limited time only. Now, this is a company that had its IPO in March 2012, and the IPO price was $6.50. And right now it's trading around about $168, which means that in 2 years it's risen about 2,660%, which is phenomenal for any company.
Okay, I think it's an interesting company. And great returns, if you're lucky enough to have the stock. But if I'm looking to buy right now, I'm not too sure about long-term holding. I think it's a better name for momentum trading.
For me personally, I don't think it's a flash in the pan. If you look across their earnings, they are consistently strong. I mean, for example, they released a Q1 earnings report a couple of weeks ago. They had a 125% year-on-year increase in revenue. They had the number of customers increased from 2.8 million to 7.4 million just in 1 year, and this meant that their total orders increased from 8.8 million to 20.2 million. And as well, their gross margin is increasing.
Still, I think valuation is pretty high. It's trading at current price right now. It's trading at 136 times PE. Forward PE of 36, so it's priced perfection. So any blip such as earnings, it's going to send all the momentum traders out of the stock. Also, I have tech background. Flash sales in the U.S. such as Fab. They're already peaked. Since they reached the multi-billion valuation, you have seen, given where the market is right now, the business got cut in half.
Well, for me, it's difficult to compare the US online retail market to the Chinese one because, well, firstly, the online population in China is huge. It's twice the size of the US population. The number of online shoppers in China is the same as the whole US population. And yet internet penetration here is much lower than in the US. I think particularly with VIPS, they've recently acquired a cosmetics retailer called Le Feng. So what they're doing is they're expanding their product portfolio, just making it a much more secure company to invest in. And as well in China, you have the likes of your Jingdong, you have the likes of your Tmall or Alibaba's Tmall. And with VIPS, I feel as though you have like a niche market in the Chinese online retail market.
Right. You mentioned some of the big names, For example, Jingdong is already on WeChat with the partnership. I heard from some of the Chinese friends, they're already seeing the e-commerce on the Weixin or the WeChat platform today. So it's a matter of time, whether they're going to offer the flash sales to millions and millions of, mobile subscribers. All these big companies already have payments and infrastructures. So if they really want to, there's nothing that can stop them from attacking this business.
No, that's very true. And it looks as though this, just like Alibaba, this is a company that we can't agree on. So anyway, thank you for watching.
And follow us on Weibo. Let us know whether you are bull or bear on WIPs.
Yep.
And let us know what you think of our WIX trade.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you.
欢迎大家回来。那么今天我们要讨论的话题呢，是如何从股市当中呢赚这个退休的钱。怎么这样说呢？就是刚才我讲到，在我的 Facebook， 我这一周的巨金华尔街，也就是每天东部时间6点45分到7点这个时间段，我们放的这个巨金华尔街呢，我谈的比较多的呢，就是我以自己的身份去实践、去操作。我相信各位在座的观众朋友都有500、1000美金，这是没有问题的。如果我说Warren我有，比如说我Warren有2亿美金，然后我去投资我去做怎么交易，那么相信很多投资朋友说，哎呀，我只有2万美金，我没办法按照你这种玩法去做。所以呢，我从今年1月份呢开始和大家提出了一个100万元的计划。大家可以看图4请导播放一下。那么这一个图4呢，什么意思呢？就是说通过这是一个数学的一个公式。其实从1000块钱到成1个 $1 million，100万可以做什么？可以买一栋房子，可以买10辆奔驰，对吧？可以改善你的生活，可以有非常好的 retirement。那么如何做到这一步？是不是要有10万、100万去赚100万呢？也不一定。我们要有一个方法的话，我们可以从每笔交易做20%的回报，从第一笔1200块开始，一路到38次，每一次保持20%的 return， 就可以赚到1个 million。那么说完这些呢，很多朋友都觉得这个不大可信，或者这是忽悠，或者是不是骗局？我个人觉得，那么我们今年年初的时候，我就以身作则，因为刚才我讲到，我们有很多的争论，Warren在这个节目当中是不是靠吸引会员来赚这个钱？我个人觉得，首先我想澄清一下，我只是凭着这个爱好创立了这家公司。第二，我觉得呢，通过这一段时间，我有能力，我个人感觉呢，自己有这个能力上岗做这个老师。我不能说我是巴菲特，我也从来没说过我是巴菲特，但是我觉得我有能力。那么从今年1月份开始呢，我做了我刚才讲过593块钱，那最后一笔交易呢是苹果，我在差不多苹果500多520块钱买进。那么现在这个苹果的价格从我投资的5000块钱，现在变成13000。那么我从90几块钱怎么变到5000多块呢？是通过交易几次penny stock。因为我个人觉得，投资朋友很难从1000块钱投资 Verizon、投资 AT&T、投资谷歌，能够获得1个 million。这个我想这辈子是不大可能的。这种回报率，从投资蓝筹股每年递增的话，要花30年或者40年更长。那么投资朋友可以集中抓取一些 penny stock。那么1月份到3月份这段时间，其实很多，比如说大麻概念、中概股、锂电池这些概念，我都参与了，也获得了一定的回报。从6笔交易来看，没有一次亏损的。但是呢，我还是拿第4张图来给大家看，一个非常好的一个心态呢，也就是非常非常的关键。也就是说，大家不是为了就是为了想天天操作，这不需要。那么很多朋友说，如何开始Warren？我对股市一窍不懂。那么没有关系，可以看图5。今天呢，我们会送出这100份美股这个蜡烛线图技术图解。这个书呢，在亚马逊上卖16块钱。我今天呢就送给大家。是的，没有听错，送给大家。只要你拨打1800-958-8561 1800-958-8561呢，你就可以获得这本书。好，感谢各位的收看那么我们下一期呢再见了，谢谢。